Match 29 is the penultimate in the group stages of HBL PSL Season 10. And what more could we want than a winner-takes-all contest here in Rawalpindi? Lahore Qalandars have been consistently inconsistent this season. And Peshawar Zalmi have hit form at the right time after a slow start. If the Qalandars win tonight, they qualify for the playoffs in their home city. But Zalmi can spoil that party, as a win for them will guarantee a place in the playoffs and also mean Lahore fail to progress from the group stages for the 7th time in 10 seasons. Don't go anywhere, it's all to play for under the Rawalpindi lights tonight. Welcome back to Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. We're here for match 29 for this all-important clash. It's Peshawar Zalmi they're taking on Lahore Qalandars. Well, the crowd is building up nicely. Despite all the rain, they've been loyal towards their respective sides in this all-important clash. Like I said, all to play for, plenty of excitement around, and great to be back on pitch side. And like I said, plenty to play for this game, because whichever team wins today secures that last spot in the playoffs, and whoever loses, equation is simple, they're out of the HBL PSL 10. Now, to talk through and build up this wonderful game, I've got with me Dominic Cook and Alistair Cook. Nice to have you guys back. The good news is that we finally got some cricket, Corky, because there was a bit of rain, a bit of ambiguity with regards to whether we're going to have some play, but it was important because of the significance of this match.
Well, I know we're heading towards the playoffs, and welcome Zainab. Good to have you back as well, and good to be with Alistair Cook. I'm so glad that this crowd has stayed in, because of the fact that I think the Pindi crowd have been excellent throughout. But we want this. This is a quarter-final. This is the battle between, will it be Shaheen Shah Afridi or will it be Babar Azam? It's going to be a great game. You have got 13, 14 overs, whatever it is. It is going to be excellent.
Knockout games, always something to look forward to. Alistair, I'm sure you've played a few in your career as well. Tell us about what the significance of this game is.
Well, there's just no second chance. And normally, you know, the best players, the big players, they stand up in occasions like this. And actually, this is what these two teams are based on. They're big superstars. Now, which one will come on top? An hour and 45 minutes ago, it was absolutely lashing down, and Lahore were in the quarterfinals, were in the playoffs, sorry. And now it's cleared up, and it's kind of Zalmi have got this kind of bonus chance, because I reckon they'll think we're never getting out there. So I reckon it'll help Zalmi this, because I think Lahore's looking at the weather going, can't keep raining, we're through, but they've got to go and earn it now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Peshawar Zalmi has never missed out on a playoff in the history of HBL PSL. So they've got a great record in the HBL PSL, and Lahore Qalandars, of course, the matches, remember, Koki, are moving now to Lahore, so the home side will be wanting to be there.
Yeah, look, it's the last game. We'll wait and see. What will be important, whoever wins the toss, what they look to do first.
What do you reckon they should do, Alistair?
I think they want to chase. I think in a shorter format, you know, 14 overs, I think setting, it's very hard to know what a good score is. The wicket's going to be the same for both sides. Bit of dew, I honestly reckon they'll chase.
I know I've got to say it quickly, because you've got to get to the toss. Remember what Babar did last night. He won the toss, had a bowl first. He may change that tonight. He might look to put runs on the board.
Yeah, they conceded a lot of runs. Peshawar Zalmi, of course, will be looking to rectify things. I can tell you that the atmosphere here is absolutely electric. The crowd has been rather patiently waiting for this one. It's Peshawar Zalmi taking on Lahore Qalandars, and it's toss time as well. It's over to Ramiz Raja, who's out there with the two captains.
Rawalpindi, are you ready to bounce and make some noise? I think they are. I don't know whether they can hear me or not, but we are ready for this fantastic contest, because the stakes are so high. A team that wins is through. The team that loses can go back home. I've got Babar Azam here is the home captain representing Zalmi. We've got Shaheen Afridi representing Qalandars. We've got Harim Farooq. She's the mascot for Exchange, and we've got the match referee, Mr. Naqvi as well, Ali Naqvi. You have the coin, Babar. Let's go.
Tail.
Tails is the call. Heads, क्या करेंगे बाबर?
Bowling.
Bowling करेंगे. अच्छा, ये जो 13 ओवर का मैच है, ये थोड़ी सी लॉटरी सी बन जाती है, इसलिए कि ये जो होती है ना 100 मीटर्स की स्प्रिंट है। एक तो ये है एडजस्ट करना है, दूसरा ये कि हारे तो घर, जीते तो आगे।
बिल्कुल रमेश भाई, जैसे आपने कहा शॉर्ट मैच में हमेशा आपको अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलनी पड़ती है, क्योंकि मार्जिन ऑफ एरर बहुत कम होता है आपके पास, और कोशिश करेंगे कि जो हम अपना बेस्ट आज दे सकें इस मैच में।
हालांकि पिछला मैच हारे, मगर फ्लो खासे हद तक आपके पास है, आपकी फॉर्म बड़ी अच्छी है। ये पिच यूज पिच है, क्या समझते हैं, ज़्यादा कुछ खलबली मचने वाली है क्योंकि आपने रन चेज करने होंगे?
रमेश भाई, टू बी ऑनेस्ट इतना कुछ जो है वो पिच में नज़र नहीं आ रहा। हमेशा पिंडी की पिच पे रन ही होते हैं, और उसके लिए आपको अच्छी बॉलिंग और फील्डिंग करनी पड़ती है। अगर आप पहले बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, अगर सेकंड टाइम पे अगर आप बॉलिंग भी कर रहे हैं, उसमें आपको अपने प्लान एग्जीक्यूट करने पड़ते हैं और जो चांसेस अवेल करने पड़ते हैं।
ऐसे मैच के लिए कैसे मोटिवेट करते हैं, क्योंकि प्रेशर भी होता है, आपने प्रेशर डिफ्लेक्ट भी करना है, कितनी बात करते हैं इंपॉर्टेंस इस मैच की, या कहते हैं कि कोई बात नहीं, इसको एक रेगुलर मैच समझे?
नहीं, बहुत ज़रूरी होता है माइंड सेट के लिए, क्योंकि एकदम आप एक प्रॉपर मैच खेलने आते हैं और सडनली बारिश या रेन या कुछ भी होता है जिसमें थोड़ा छोटा मैच आया था, उसमें फिर आपको लड़कों को थोड़ा सा जो है वो मोटिवेशन देनी पड़ती है कि छोट मैच में हमेशा आप एज अ प्लेयर हम थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स हो जाते हैं। उसमें हम कोशिश करेंगे कि जितना उनको कॉन्फिडेंस दें उतना अच्छा मैच।
टीम याद है आपको?
3 चेंजेस हैं, हुसैन तलत नहीं खेल रहा, याकूब नहीं खेल रहे और टॉम नहीं खेल रहा, डैनियल आए हैं एंड
आप इस इम्तिहान में पास हैं, आपको बेस्ट ऑफ लक।
थैंक यू।
शायद मैं आपसे टीम चेंजेस के बारे में नहीं पूछूंगा, क्योंकि अभी मैं सुन रहा था कि खासी चेंजेस है, बट ये मुझे बताएं, ये किस तरह का चैलेंज है? पहले बैटिंग करनी है, कितने रन समझ रहे हैं इस यूज पिच पे?
अगर टॉस जीत भी जाते तो हमने बैटिंग ही करनी थी ऑनेस्टली। हमारे पास 4 पेसर है, तो शॉर्ट गेम है, तो हम चाह रहे हैं कि हमारे पास स्ट्रेंथ हो, और आई थिंक बैटिंग हमारी काफ़ी अच्छी जा रही है। जो 2 टॉप बैट्समैन है वो अभी तक हमारी टीम में और अच्छा कर रहे हैं।
ये किस किस्म का प्रेशर है? क्योंकि मैंने बात की बाबर से, उसने कहा हाँ थोड़ा सा फोकस लड़कों का इस तरफ लगाना है कि ये इंपॉर्टेंट मैच है।
जाहिर सी बात है, ज़रूरी गेम इसलिए है कि इस पर डिसाइड होने किसने बाहर होना है, किसने खेलना है, बट होपफुली अच्छा गेम खेलेंगे, और हमारी यही है कि 13 ओवर में हम 150 तक रन्स बनाए तो होपफुल हमारी टीम के लिए अच्छा होगा।
प्रेशर कितने होगा अगर आपको देखना है? बॉलिंग पे ज़्यादा प्रेशर आप समझते हैं 13 ओवर्स के मैच में, या बल्लेबाजों पे ज़्यादा प्रेशर होता है?
होता तो दोनों पे ऑनेस्टली। विकेटें इतनी ट्रू होती हैं, आसान नहीं होती है ऐसे विकेटों पे बॉलिंग करना भी, बट होपफुल हम अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलेंगे, रिजल्ट इंशाल्लाह।
क्राउड शानदार आया है, एक तो ये बड़ी खुशी की बात है।
रावलपिंडी क्राउड ने हमेशा खुश किया हुआ है।
बेस्ट ऑफ लक शायद।
थैंक यू।
So we have the result here, and the result has gone in favor of the Zalmis. They won the toss and decided to bowl.
All right, Peshawar Zalmi winning the toss, and they have elected to field first. Once again, Lahore Qalandars also going in with a few changes, Koki.
Yeah, and I think they are obviously enforced changes because Daryl Mitchell, Sam Billings and Rishabh Hussain are not back. So in comes Salman Mirza, Shakib Al-Azan. I don't think he can bowl at the moment still, so he's just in as a batter. Kusal Pereira with his all-round ability, and also Zaman Khan, we know what he can do. Look, they didn't bowl well in their last game. We were here, Zainab. They didn't bowl well at the end. And for me, in a big match, the captain has to show up and Harris Ralph has to show up. If them two show up with the ball, I think they've got a chance of winning. If they bowl like they did last time, they're going to lose the game.
Peshawar Zalmi also needs to improve perhaps their bowling angle from what you saw, Alistair, yesterday. A couple of changes for them as well.
Yeah, 3 changes for Zalmi. Daniel Sams, the Australian, is in. He'll add power to that middle order and dangerous hitter at the end. But they went for 52 off 9 or 11 balls, whatever the carnage was, and they swapped the 2 bowlers out. Yaqub and Tala, and Ali comes in as for Zalmi. So they've changed it up. I thought they would bowl first. They don't know what a good total is. No one does. I think it's going to be a lot of runs. But the problem is when the pressure's on, scoreboard pressure at the end, it could be hard to chase. It's going to be one hell of a game.
Well, it is a shortened game. Remember, this is what we are looking at, the revised playing conditions. Because of the rain, it's a 13-over match, and you can see that 3 bowlers can bowl a maximum of 3 overs. 2 can bowl a maximum of 2, and the power play you can see is now 1-4. So these are all the different conditions that we've got because of all the rain. But I'll tell you what, this clash, Peshawar versus Lahore, is always an interesting one, and it's not the first time these 2 teams are meeting. Time to have a look at their past record. It's time for head-to-head. Peshawar Zalmi versus Lahore Qalandars. Peshawar Zalmi has had the better overall in the 20 games that we've seen between both these sides. Peshawar Zalmi with having won 12 against Lahore Qalandars, having won 8. Whereas in Pindi, Peshawar Zalmi once again leading with 2 games. So should be an absolute cracker. That was a head-to-head for you. Well, plenty to look forward to in this particular clash from Qalandar's perspective. So many changes have been made, because of some players not being available. But what are we looking at in terms of improvement from them, Koki?
Well, I think batting-wise, from where they were at the beginning of the tournament, that they struggled a little bit, and then Faka got into a bit of rhythm. We asked him to bat, into those first 3 or 4 overs and have a look at it. And then once he got in there, got a couple of Player of the Match awards or a couple of half centuries. So the batting, I think, is okay. It's the bowling where I think they've got to look to nail it, and it goes from the top. It goes from the captain to me. I want to see more discipline. I want to see look to take wickets early, and then I want to see him defend. The imperative thing for me is they've got to react differently than the teams have because of the breeze. I know we're just about to go and do a pitch report. The breeze tonight, so as a bowler, you're trying to defend one end and attack the other end because the batters are just going to look to open up one area and look to use the breeze that you're going to see now. It's been a massive breeze. These batters, Alistair Cook, they'll try and hit you down the ground with the breeze, defend that end, and then look to attack at the other end.
Babar Azam coming in at number 3. We saw him open as well for Peshawar Zalmi. And, he seemed to be in good form last night. Yeah,
he batted beautifully last night. The top order has been a struggle. They've lost a wicket in up to the first 3 overs every single time. So the opening partnership hasn't worked for them. But I think they'll be better for the run out yesterday. They will be match hardened. Lahore haven't played for 10 days. And I know they lost yesterday, but that means they're right back in this, in the feel of the game. They know this wicket, they know the ground. That's why I've got Zalmi a slight favourites, just because I feel they're ready. They're ready for this big game, but a shortened game, it makes the sides a bit closer.
From Lahore Qalandars' perspective, Koki, time for perhaps Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf as well to step up, because they conceded a lot of runs. Of course, it happens in different matches, but just talking about the responsibility on their shoulders when it comes to Lahore Qalandars.
Look, bowlers aren't robots. They can't just run up and bowl Yorkers, and I'm not asking to do that. No one would say that. He wouldn't have said that if it is England captain. You just wouldn't say that. But what you want them to have is have a plan. Have a plan, look at, the field placings and then execute. I've seen, not just Lahore Qalandars, I've seen throughout this competition towards the end, bowlers not being able to finish it off. And, and as a captain, and he'll tell you this, you'll set a field and then you'll expect 90% or 80% of the times the bowlers will bowl to that field. When they don't, it makes his job even worse and under the pressure. The last game that they were here, the reason why Lahore Qalandars lost that game was because of the 2 senior bowlers. Let's be 100% honest. Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shah Afridi should have won the game for them that night. They didn't. And that happens. What they've got to do, set their plans, set what they need to do and try and execute it.
All right, we saw over 200 runs being conceded in these conditions in Rawalpindi. And let's find out how the pitch is going to fare today. It's over to Arooj Mumtaz, who's out there with the pitch report.
Yeah, we've had everything. We've had a dust storm, we've had rain, we've had the ground staff do a fantastic job to get the surface ready. 40 overs in, the one thing that hasn't changed, it remains an absolute belter. Plenty of runs. Now, what Lahore will hope for to make use of that power play shortened and the 13 overs. The only thing that changes is the wind. Look at my hair blowing across the breeze. So the only thing will be hitting into the breeze. 65 meters all around, so a very short side in terms of all around ground dimensions. But I tell you what, it'll be a tough one for the bowlers. If it was a batting paradise, it's just been multiplied by that, because I tell you, it looks really good. Maybe just the new ball does something in the first couple of overs. By and large, still remains a belter.
All right, thanks, Arooj. Obviously looking at lots and lots of runs in these conditions, what we've seen. Now it's time for the expert predictions. Alistair, I'm going to go to you first. And put you on the spot. Who's
Well,
winning?
I got the first game wrong, but I'm going to go Zalmi. I think chasing is a big advantage on this in this shortened game, and I think the run out yesterday, they'll be slightly more ready for this game, and I think Baba home, he's going to be the hero.
Shortened game, Koki. Who do you think? Which team is at the better end?
I agree with what Alistair's saying. I think with their run out yesterday, they should be ahead of the game. But I've just got it in there. I've got the Qalandars in there. I can't just go against them now. I want Shane Shah-Afridi and Harris Rolfe to turn up. So it's the Qalandars for me.
All right, it's Qalandars versus Zalmi in this studio as well on pitchside. We'll find out in a couple of hours how that goes, but that was the expert predictions for you. Well, Lahore Qalandars has been absolutely brilliant with the bat so far in this tournament. We've seen some stellar innings from Sam Billings. Of course, he's not playing here, but also one of the most integral members of their side has been Sikandar Raza, who's really been peaking at the latter stage of his career. Time to find out what he has to say about his HBL PSL 10 journey.
And it's all over now, and it's all done. What a top victory for the Lahore Qalandars.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, the excitement for the PSL is going well. The good thing is, alhamdulillah, we find ourselves in a half-decent place. So, yeah, the excitement will keep getting better, inshallah, the more we win. My connection with Pakistan itself, since I was born here, and the fact that Lahore Qalandar respects and look after us so well that there's never a second thought to come back to PSL and to Lahore Qalandars. So there's a lot of friends that I have here, and we have formed a great bond within our team culture, and alhamdulillah, it's that team culture that keeps drawing me back to PSL and to Lahore Qalandars. You don't really assess your strength and weakness during the game. You assess them before the game, and you work on those weaknesses and strengths, and then whatever situation you are called upon, you try and work the best you can and take the game as far as you can with what you have. Sometimes your strengths could be your weakness on that particular day because the wicket or the type of bowler that you're facing. So there's a lot of variables, so you just have to sort of figure it out quickly and try and go in the other direction where maybe the opposition is not expecting you to go. So I always say that your personal goals must always merge into a team goals rather than the other way around. You can't have your own goals and team goals as secondary. So the personal goal will be to try and finish as many games and win as many games for my team. And the team goal is inshallah to win a trophy. Enjoy each other's success, be there for each other's failures, and make plenty of memories. Lahore Qalandars inshallah to win the trophy.